Thank you for tuning in to Destini Unfiltered. Before we begin today's topic, I ask that you close your eyes and allow the tonality of my voice to elevate you as I grant you spiritual access into my thoughts, my experiences, and my teachings. I speak into existence healing over your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul, so that you may vibrate on the highest frequencies. I manifest love and light over you during this journey of truth and discovery. You are worthy of the life you desire. You are powerful in your ability to transform. You are open to receive the activations within my messages. Open your eyes and let's begin. Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the words of my soul. I am Destini Taylor, and I'm in a moment of ascension and wanted to have a conversation with you guys. So, how many of you have heard the term relationship check, right? And you probably heard it where you're in a relationship with someone and you come to a point in the relationship where you just want to make sure everybody's good. Is there anything that I need to work on? Am I happy? Do we still feel this way? Do we have these same goals? Like things of that nature, correct? And a lot of people, or most people, think that word or that phrase relationship check only applies to your relationship with other people. And I beg to disagree. You have the first relationship, the one that you need to pay the most attention to, that we tend to neglect as people, is the relationship that you have with yourself. And a lot of you have goals and dreams and plans and in your head. That's where they are. They're in your head. Nothing is taking place on your day-to-day in order to make those dreams and those goals and those plans happen. And a lot of you, even more so, don't know what you want. And if you want something, you don't know why you want it and what you're going to accomplish with that. Like, what is going to be the purpose of that want, that desire? And depending on that reason and that purpose, that will determine whether or not you take action to doing it. The daily action you need in order to achieve the future goal, the future outcome. So, relationship check. I was thinking to myself, am I doing what I say I'm going to do? Like, am I treating how I want my life to go? Am I treating that as a priority? Am I abiding by the rules or the claims that I make? The words that I say, if I say I'm going to do something, am I doing that thing? Let me check that out. And I believe that a lot of us aren't having the relationship check with yourself. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, listen, you're not treating this as if this is your business. Your life is like your business. You're in charge. If you don't do anything, if you just sit by and just let things happen, your business is going to fail. Things are not going to go so great for you in your life. So you can't just sit back. You got to have that relationship check. You have to have that relationship check with the person inside of you. You got to be like, wait a minute. Because there's a part of you that's always doubting and fearful and, I don't know, procrastinator, just scrolling, TikTok scrolling mindlessly, doing things that are not going to benefit the part of you that's strong. And you have to have a relationship check with yourself so you can keep everything in alignment. If you say that you are going to get up at 2 a.m. and that's the time that you set your alarm for, that doesn't mean like 3 months or 3 weeks or 3 days down the line or 3 hours later, for whatever reason, you made a decision and you need to follow through on your choices. And if you don't like the outcome of those choices, well, then guess what? You need to sit back and analyze and make better decisions so you can have better outcomes. Your inputs directly impacts your outputs. And I was like, you set your alarm at 2 a.m., girl, but you're getting up at like 3 and 4, which, okay, those are still good times to get up because most of the world is still sleeping. But if you set your alarm at 2 a.m., that's just not for the next day, especially if you set it where it's recurrent, right? And you're like getting up at 2:30, 3, 4, sometimes even 5. And that means that you can't trust yourself. You're not trustworthy. How can you be in business with someone who's untrustworthy? Think about that. Your life is your business. You're in the business with you. Like, you partnered up. Like, that's the person that you make decisions together, whether you agree or disagree, whether you participate or not. If a decision has to be made and the you that wants to be great, that wants to be successful, is procrastinating, allowing procrastination to take over, letting the procrastinator, the one who's fearful, the one who's doubtful, letting them take the wheel because you want to take a few days off, then the decision is going to be made with or without both parties. A decision has to always be made. So then what happens is when you do that, you sit back and you let the parts of you that are doubtful take the reins. You don't like how your outcomes are. You're like, this job is horrible. I don't want to work here. You're like, this food is trash, but I can't afford to have this lifestyle. The gym is like, oh, I don't know what to do. I try to go occasionally. You know what I'm saying? If you let that person take control, those are the outcomes of your life. But if you have the relationship check, you give yourself an opportunity to say, okay, I'm not loving these outputs. I'm not loving these outcomes. Like, I want to do something better. I want to be in a better situation. I do not want to go down this path anymore. I want to switch up my path. I want to make some changes in order for me to get to my destination. We all have a destination, ladies and gents. If you do that relationship check, and I had to do it, I had to say, listen, you don't want to work for anyone else. Okay, cool beans. But that is like that's a future plan of yours, to not have to work for anyone else, to live in sovereignty, to be on your own time. And you want that. However, actions have to take place on a day-to-day in order for that to occur. None of that can occur without actions. It just sits in your head and you're basically dreaming. That's a dream at that point. You have to have the action to support it. And actions, they happen every day. Every day you do some form of an action. Every day you make a decision. Every day you do. And what happens is those decisions, they compound and they start building the blocks to you reaching your destination. That's what happens. That's what they do. So you have to have a relationship check. I had to say, listen, girl, this is not a game. You set the hours. I don't know what made you set those hours, but you made a decision. You said, you know what? I'm going to set my alarm for 2 a.m. That's the time I need to wake up. That's what you said. That's what you said when you did it. And it's like you've employed yourself. You are an employee and you don't have anywhere else to go. This is your life. You got one life. You don't have nowhere else to go. So you need to come to work on time. You need to do the job, understand the job that you need to do, write it down. If you don't understand it or you can't grasp it right now, fine. Write down everything that's needed and just do everything that's needed until it's muscle memory, until you just do it without thinking. That's when you're going to be successful. That's when you're making those steps to get to the destination. Otherwise, you're just sitting at the gas station with the full tank and no GPS, no where to go. No, you don't know what's going on. So you're just stuck. Listen, that's when you need to have a relationship check. So if your hours of operation right now are 2 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 2 a.m. to 6 p.m., then that's what it is. That's the choice you made for however you want to run your business. You made a decision. You said, you know what? My business at this point requires office hours between 2 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's what the job requires. Do you want it or no? You want to take the job? Do you want to run the business or do you want to let it fail? What you want to do? So you have to make that choice first. Then you got to just take action. You have to do it then. You can't be coming in. I don't know how many of you had a job and how many times can you just keep coming in late before they fire you, right? They're going to fire you. So if you keep showing up late to work, if you say, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, I'm going to go to the gym every day, I'm going to do this every day, or I'm going to do this once a week. If you keep telling yourself that and when you tell yourself that, you're giving a direct order to yourself as the employee, as the owner, as the whatever it is, the part that where the business doesn't run without you. The business doesn't run without you, or it doesn't run smoothly. Let me just say that, because it can run into the ground. If you want your business to be profitable, if you want your life to be successful, then guess what? You have to start listening to you. If you set the alarm at the time, then get up out the bed at the time. That's when you're supposed to do it. Something motivated you to do that. You had some sense of intuition. You had a burst of dopamine. Something took place when you made that choice. So follow through. It doesn't matter that you don't know why you did it now, because you're not in that moment now. The part of you that wants to be great made the choice, and you're supposed to do the work. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't let doubt and fear run you. You're the owner. You tell doubt and fear, you're going to have faith and we're going to get through this. And if you don't feel like it, tough. You got to do it anyway. When you start thinking like that and you have that relationship check with yourself and you're like, listen, self, you're not doing this relationship here is failing right now. You're about to lose right now. You're about to get fired right now. Unless you do the job that you signed up for. You signed up for life. You live it from day to day. And you have a destination. Now, whether you like the destination that you arrive at, that depends on you. What you're doing right now is just making a bunch of pit stops. You are making these pit stops, and they're necessary in life. Those are your obstacles, your challenges. Those are just pit stops. That's all it is. You go there, you do what you need to do, you get what you need to get, you take action, and then you keep it moving to the ultimate destination. So if you're setting your alarm for a certain time, then get up. If you say in your mind, hey, I'm going to set up my content for the rest of the year, then guess what? That's your priority. That's your priority task right there. Everything else goes after that. So you put your 4 hours in to your priority task. Then you start the next 4 hours. Block them off. 4 hours, take a break. 4 hours, take a break. 4 hours, take a break. If you're having a 12-hour day, in order for your life, your business, you to be successful and run successfully. And then, guess what? As the business grows, because when you do that, then your business grows. When your business grows, you can take on more. You can delegate, because you're delegating to your muscle memory. You've been doing it consistently. You've been compounding, right? And now you delegate the muscle memory to take that. So that way you can get your time. You get more time, you get more accomplished. And then those 12-hour days become 8-hour days, to become 4-hour days. And before you know it, you're working like 4 hours a week. Or 5 hours a week. Because you have groomed your business. You have groomed it. And it is prosperous. And your muscle memory is just like, you just know what to delegate. You find the people, you put them in place. And then at that point, your decisions become, what do I want to invest in? Now you're investing not only in yourself, naturally, at this point, but others. And now you can be more impactful. So I know this was kind of like a rant, and that's how I operate. So if you know, you know, and if you rolling, you're rolling. I do feel as though someone needed to hear that. I know I did. So me just speaking it out loud and just taking accountability and having the relationship check with myself has me on a whole nother level. And I look forward to it. I look forward to this game of life. And on that note, guys, I'm out.